Reese says WNBA players could go on strike over salary and benefits.
Angel Reese just stepped into the WNBA, and within minutes, she's already hinting at a strike. That's like getting hired at McDonald's, torching the fries on day one, and demanding a promotion to regional manager. She seems to believe that making noise gets results faster than making shots, because she certainly isn't excelling at the latter yet. She hasn't even settled into the league, but already wants to shake things up, forgetting that the WNBA's foundation has been held together with duct tape for nearly 3 decades and largely survives on the NBA's spare change.
We all did it.
Yeah, the CBA is coming up. I can't wait.
Girl, y'all benefited from everything. Y'all youngins benefited from NIL.
What does that mean? We deserve more.
Of course,
everybody.
I agree.
Everybody.
I agree with that.
But we got to get paid for consequences.
What?
Damn, we got to get it up.
Y'all got to deal with something. Y'all got to do something.
But the women coming in, not this year, but next year. Because the ones coming in this year will still be on the rookie contract again. Mm-hmm. The ones the year after, they going to get more. They probably going to be making more than us.
No, they are.
I'm hurt.
They are. Like, yeah. I've been in the meetings. They are.
I need to get in the field.
You need to come to the meetings.
I gotta get in the meetings because I'm hearing they don't give us. If y'all don't give us what we want, we sit out.
Let's rewind. Reese claims her WNBA salary isn't even enough to cover rent. Tragic, truly. She's pulling in $74,000 a year, yet acting like a starving artist in Brooklyn. Never mind that she was cashing in over $1.8 million in college just for existing with a camera in her face. But now that she actually has to play basketball for a living, rather than autograph sneakers and yell period on TikTok, it's suddenly a crisis of national proportions. The level of delusion here is so high, it might qualify for statehood.
So they're upset. They want to get paid. Possibility. Reese has been vocal about her low WNBA salary, revealing her $74,000 a year salary doesn't cover rent, stating on Instagram Live, "I just hope you know that the WNBA doesn't pay my bills at all. I don't even think they pay one of my bills. Reese's financial struggles stem from WNBA salary not matching her past earnings, as her NIL valuation at LSU was $1.8 million, bolstered by deals with Reebok, PlayStation, McDonald's, and Coach, while a 4-year rookie deal was $324,000 with $74,000 due next season. She quipped, hating pays them bills, baby, noting I can't read this. Tom's better.
Meanwhile, Patrick Bet-David casually sipped from a mug brimming with economic facts, dismantling the entire victim narrative with the precision of a military drone strike. Angel's argument leaned on feelings, while Patrick's response was rooted in cold, hard math, revealing that the WNBA generates less revenue than a high school bake sale and hemorrhages $50 million annually. But sure, let's double the salaries. Why not? Perhaps we can finance it with monopoly money or sheer optimism.
They were demanding chartered flights, private airfare. The diva of dump divas, Kat Engelbert, she borrowed some weakness from Adam Silver and she acquiesced to these unreasonable demands. Knowing her beloved dump could not afford it. When the WNBA approved chartered flights, I told you guys that it would not be enough. You see, the thing about entitlement, you can never satisfy the perceived need. Once you give in to entitlement, you are setting yourself up for a lifetime of unreasonable demands. Entitled people, they are experts at recognizing weakness, which is why Adam Silver and Kat Engelbert are constantly being taken advantage of. When the WNBA approved chartered flights, I told you guys that their next demand, it was going to be focused on their minimum wage salaries. Us normal people, myself included.
The WNBA is what happens when you combine social justice participation trophies with a business model that's been failing since 1997. It's like watching someone desperately try to make fetch happen, except instead of giving up, they just scream louder every year. Strikes, protests, salary demands. Sweetie, you need to win. Games first. Or, wild idea, maybe learn to shoot better than 25% from the field before threatening the league with extinction.
30 years. We look at this situation and realize WNBA players, they don't have any leverage. Hell, they are lucky they're not having to pay to participate in this league. They are lucky to be receiving their minimum wage salaries. Anytime you're going into negotiations, the side with the most leverage, they usually win. Right now, there are rumors of a potential strike in Major League Baseball. Captain Doofus Rob Manfred,
Fun fact. The WNBA is subsidized by the NBA like an unemployed sibling still living in the basement. Every year, the NBA hands over $10 to $12 million just to keep the league on life support. Angel threatening to strike is like a houseplant threatening to move out. Not only would the NBA be fine with it, but they'd probably pop champagne and savor a rare moment of financial relief. Finally, a summer without bleeding cash.
Years later, they got a team there, number one. Number two, when Caitlin Clark came into the league, they left the arena they normally play in and had to go to an NBA venue because they were selling out. When Caitlin Clark was going to other cities, they were changing the venue they would play in because they were going to larger venues because they were selling out.
Here's where the comedy turns tragic. Some WNBA players are furious that Caitlin Clark is the new face of the league. Yes, the same Caitlin Clark who is literally saving their jobs by selling out arenas, boosting viewership by 170%, and driving merchandise sales up 600%. That's right, folks. WNBA players are so allergic to success that they're mad at the one person actually bringing in money. It's like a sinking ship blaming the lifeboat for being too photogenic. Apparently, some of the league's veterans missed the memo. You can't bite the hand that feeds you, especially when that hand is signing your paychecks. Caitlin Clark isn't just hooping. She's reviving a league that's been on life support for decades. And how do her fellow players thank her? Side eyes, cheap fouls, and an almost cult-like resentment. At this point, they should be sending her gift baskets and fruit trays, not attitude.
Well, you're going to be seeing a lot more of Caitlin Clark in the Indiana Fever this season. The WNBA announced the team will be nationally televised in 41 out of their 44 regular season games.
You'd think that packed arenas and national media attention would be a cause for celebration. But no, some WNBA veterans are treating Caitlin Clark's success like an invasion, not a resurrection. They don't see her as a teammate in the fight for relevance. They see her as a threat to their fragile egos and dwindling spotlight. And that's where the jealousy creeps in, not because Caitlin has done anything wrong, but because she's done everything right. Let's be honest. The WNBA has never seen this level of buzz. The league has spent decades begging for visibility, pleading for TV time, and trying to convince people they matter. Then along comes Caitlin, fresh out of college, and suddenly, bam, they're the hottest ticket in town. And instead of embracing the surge, some players are acting like she kicked over their Gatorade cooler and stole their parking spots.
4 on CBS, I think 5 or 6 on Amazon Prime. I think they have the most on NBA TV. But nevertheless, that goes to show you who's the face of the league, guys. This year, these networks with this new deal in the CBA, they knew coming into the season they had to showcase the Indiana Fever more than any other team. Now, what would cap it off more? The Indiana Fever.
There's no logical reason to be mad at someone who's making you relevant. But when ego outweighs common sense, logic goes out the window. Instead of leveraging Caitlin Clark's popularity, some athletes are too busy undermining it, throwing shade in interviews, delivering cheap shots on the court, and pouting like it's high school gym class. It's a masterclass in self-sabotage. So what's really going on here? It's not about basketball, it's about clout. It's about the sudden realization that someone younger, more charismatic, and yes, more marketable, is now holding the spotlight they thought they were entitled to. Caitlin didn't just change the game, she shifted the entire power dynamic, and some people just can't handle that. But here's the kicker. If they played their cards right, they could all win. They could ride the Caitlin Clark wave into bigger paychecks, better endorsements, and a league that finally gets the respect it's always claimed to deserve. Instead, they're too busy trying to sink the one player who's actually keeping the boat afloat.
I mean, I just think, from a salary standpoint, it'd be great for the women to be able to make more money. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of hard work. I think I saw something that said like one player that makes maybe $12 million on an NBA team could cover the whole WNBA salary.
Yeah, that's insane.
So that's kind of like crazy. And again, we're what, 26 years young, so it's not like we're comparing ourselves to the NBA, but I do feel like the pay gap would be something that, we could just take a donation around the NBA maybe one night y'all don't go to the casino.